Hello, my little crab friends. I've already shuffled and laid out the cards to save some time. And this is a really tough reading in a lot of regards, but the tough reading in regards to everything is about the narrative that you have in your head and your heart, and you're not trusting yourself in certain areas. And you're also beating yourself up for past reflections, maybe to do with being a mom or family stuff. Just cut it out, okay? I'm not going to have any of it this week because it's cock blocking our ability to move forward, and everything is really just generated by yourself, okay? And there's nobody better that can beat themselves up in the zodiac than a Cancer. So let's get into it and let's untangle that big brain of yours. The King of Swords is in that first placement, the significator, the general gist of the reading. He's law, contracts, business, and he's a really good guy because all throughout the journey of the swords, we're only asked to use our thoughts. But by the time we reach this royal guy, we're using our head and our heart in combination. And I feel confident in that. All right. So remember that I said that right there. You're feeling really confident. You're trusting yourself. And remember, you can't get to the king unless you walk the whole journey of the swords. And the journey of the swords are our thoughts. Right, in modern day tarot, applying analytical thinking strategy, and a lot of that has been applied. But to the ancient tarot, it was about the identity and character, integrity, and values that you want to do for your life and how you want to live it. Okay, so if some of you are even touching divorce there, just trust what you want to do because that's the only deciding factor to lay out the pathway forward. And what's interesting here in the self position, that seventh position, is the Eight of Swords. And that's where that gerbil wheel of hell comes in. Is the eight is supposed to be a refresh in our thoughts, but you're just going around and around and around of indecision. Okay. So that's kind of blocking the King of Swords' visibility to be confident in those areas, okay, of the business law and contracts and all that other kind of stuff. And what's interesting, that second position, what's also blocking from him from manifesting is the Four of Cups. The Four is a firm foundation in the area of the heart. But in my deck, it's also chitter chatter, gossip from other people. They might mean well. They might want you to do things their way. You know, it's an influence, and it even can be from an influence from the past because Cancer rules that area as well. So bad narratives might be kind of playing with you right now, and just don't, okay? Just again, go back to this guy and believe in yourself. And God wants to validate that as well in that third position of how to kind of get through the week in God's way, all right? We have a major arcana card here. It's a death card. It literally means new life. Okay. And some of you I know have been battling lots of tough situations, including illnesses. And I know that death can be very scary, as especially as we get older, for confronting certain things, or even younger too, when we're just with our health and stuff. Do not buy into that narrative as well, okay? You guys are rejuvenation in the tarot and zodiac, you know, so it's like you have that ability. And the death card in tarot means new life, that new day dawning. It's freedom from the past, okay? So focus on that and get healing and get better anywhere you need to do that, even if it's just like stress levels in your little big heart of yours, okay? And here is another validation of what's going on. The fourth placement is the gut, the Three of Swords. You might have seen that in other decks with the heart with the three swords pierced through it. And it comes to a point, especially for the ancient tarot, where you're literally, in my deck, killing off the patriarch, right? Authority, community, family, the stereotypical and archetypical way that we have to behave in the outside world. And you've been bending and doing everything for everybody else, and here you come like, no, this is how I've got to live my life. Especially for those of you that are in the second half of it, you know what I mean? It becomes even more important. So whatever age, the Three of Swords is there for you to celebrate that kind of breaking. It's never easy to get through to see the Three of Swords, but it's an affirmation that you really did it. So pat yourself on the back, my little crabby friends. And also too, this is why I was saying, like, don't beat yourself up too. The Empress in that fifth position, which is leaving our life, the past reflection, another major arcana card, and it's Mama. It's a reflection of Cancer, as that you are in the Mama, including in tarot. So, and the Empress is like the seasons, Mother Earth. Like sometimes I'm spring and summer, and other times I could be like winter. Watch out, here I come. So just cut yourself slack here. That's the thing about the Empress. And it's an affirmation back to you that you're a really good mom. I know there's been a lot of family stuff. Again, family is paramount to our Cancer, but it's an affirmation again that you, or reaffirmation for you, that you did do a good job. You're okay. Cut it out. You're a good mom, good family member, good whatever it is that the Empress is here, okay? And also, too, it's an also clue, like if you need to get grounded or get back to that meditative balance, just touch earth. touch there. She's there to help you, okay? And I know you've been calling on that as well in the past. And here in the six is a validation of the trust that you need to have in yourself. The six is the present position, and the four of swords. We see another four here in the firm foundation of our thoughts, right? So we're coming out of the three of swords here. We broke that, and now we're in a comfortable sitting of where we want to go next. So work with this older guy to the younger brother. He knows, he's like a potter. I got the clay, got the table. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I know in your capable Cancer hands, it's going to be something spectacular. Whatever it is, whether it's an idea or a real product, service set, whatever, family stuff, doesn't matter. Trust yourself, and especially with regards to the king here too, okay? And here's that seventh position is like kind of that direct extension, like I said, of the king. We're just going around and around in a circle of indecision, and I can't have that. Trust yourself. That's the answer here, okay? It's as simple as that, my little Cancer friends. And other people, I see how they view you in that eighth position is the hangman. So a major arcana card, and it's hanging in time, waiting for things to happen. So it's a lot of support. People want to help you get through this time. So just know that also too, God in the universe, when this card appears to me, it's in my language, it's Jesus trying to say, hey, Cancer, let me in there. Let God and me in there. The universe too. All of us want to get in there and help you, but you think you are controlling everything, and that's why this indecision is showing up, and you don't, okay? You don't have the control over it, so let go, let God. It's this kind of scenario, okay? It doesn't matter where this guy appears in a reading. I've just learned too many times when you try to control it, it's not going to work at this point. So you just need to let go and only trust yourself to keep moving forward. And that's part of the indecision. It's like you feel like you're going to do some wrong, going down the wrong path. That's not going to happen. And nobody's going to allow you this. And here's a clue as to that thinking. In the ninth position is our hopes and fears, right? So the five of pentacles, five is good luck in the area of tarot numerology, but in tarot, you always got to get over something. And the getting over is the own thinking of your own self. The five is really funky McGunky. There's not a lot of signs that rule the gold coin or the money, and you're one of them, Cancer. So this is kind of always in the journey, life lessons I've learned that we have to encounter. I'm a Taurus, so I rule it as well. So, and I've encountered this, and it's crazy thinking, it's shameful thinking about accomplishment, ego, pride get wrapped up in there. We're coming out of the Shadowland, which Cancer rules. And it's the way we're thinking about it. See in the background, all our pentacles are there in a row. It's the way we're thinking about like change, whether we did something from one way and now we have to go into another way. You know, it's the way we're thinking about the tightness of money, which might be in the pocketbook as well, but it gets over, it's like it's on steroids, and you're kind of thinking that it's what's happening. So you really need to break the stranglehold here in that mindset. Again, it's probably from the indecision, all based from this guy. And remember, it's hopes and fears. So go for the hope of the five of the good luck. Break that stranglehold, get to the good luck, and that's how you get freedom. And I can see you're so tired in the outcome card. The 10 of Wands is a completion state for a creative idea. Everything is a life cycle, right? We go around and around in a circle for new life lessons, new life cycles, right? And this one's ending it. I know you know it, but you're really tired. That's the thing. But I need you to keep trusting yourself and trusting yourself to decipher what you want to do next for your healing, for your spirit, for your heart, for your mind, for your creative energy. You rule all those areas as well. You know, it's really important that it has to come together all in one package for you. And the 10 where we can stay too long lingering, like, so if you know you need to kick it in any way, shape, or form to a new direction, my Cancer friends, that's a sign. Because in my deck, this guy stays around so much he gets crushed by the wands. So we don't want that to happen. That's kind of the sign here. We need to move on. And here's a bonus card of the moon. It's Cancer in tarot and astrology. It's a beautiful sign because I mean, and I'm done with you right now. I don't need anything else to do with you. I've taught you all the lessons, and she's a doozy. Her, along with the star, are probably the two most important major arcana cards for life lessons, because you feel like you're drowning when you're going through it. It's scary as anything else. It's Shadowland. You can't get your footing. But when she appears for me in a reading, like Jesus saying, hey, here, I'm here to help, and new life, the moon is here. She's a past reflection. I'm done with you. She's giving you rebirth, okay? We're getting into your birth month in the next few months, so really build up that healing and spiritual power. And it all comes from this flame of you having this self-confidence to believe in your brain and your heart, that mixture that's magical when it happens with the Cancer. Okay, so have a great week. It's a lot to digest for 1 week, but it's an important week on the calendar. Okay, Cancers, go get them. Oh, if you're so inclined to like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Have a good one, babies.